Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Green. We're doing another Read the Bible in 1 year, day 75, Judges 17 through 19. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, that way you get updated whenever I post a new video. Like the video and also comment. Even if you say thank you, hi, thumbs up, smiley face, whatever you comment helps with the algorithm. Remember, I'm dyslexic and I stutter, so if I say a big word, sometimes I get confused. Just kind of bear with me. And here we go. Judges chapter 17. And there was a man of Mount Ephraim, whose name was Micah. And he said to his mother, The 1100 shekels of silver that were taken from thee, about which thou cursed, and spoke of thee also with mine ears, behold, the silver was with me, and I took it. And his mother said, Blessed be thou the Lord, my son. And when he had restored the 1100 shekels of silver to his mother said, I had wholly dedicated the silver unto the Lord from my hand for my son, to make a graven image and a molded image. Now therefore I will restore it unto thee. Yet he restored the money unto his mother, and his mother took 200 shekels of silver, and gave them to the founder, who made therefore a graven image and a molten image, and they were in the house of Micah. And the man Micah had in the house of God, and made an ephod and a teraphim, and a consecrated one of his sons, who became his priest. In those days there was no king in Israel, but every man did which was right in his own eyes. Then there was a young man out of Bethlehem, Judah, the family of Judah, who was a Levite, and he sojourned there. And the man departed out of the city from Bethlehem, Judah, to sojourn where he could find a place. And he came to Mount Ephraim, in the house of Micah, as he journeyed. And Micah said unto him, Whence comest thou? And he said unto him, I am a Levite of Bethlehem, Judah, and I go to sojourn where I may find a place. And Micah said to him, Dwell with me, and be unto me a father and a priest, and I will give thee 10 shekels of silver by the year, and suit of apparel, and then victuals. And the Levite went in. And the Levite was connected to dwell the man's house, and a young man was with him as one of his sons. And Micah consecrated the Levite, and the young man became his priest. He was in the house of Micah. Then said Micah, Now I know that the Lord will do me good seed, and have a Levite in my priest. Judges chapter 18. In those days there was no king in Israel. In those days the tribe of the Danites sought out after inheritance to dwell in. For unto that day and all their inheritance had not fallen to them among the tribes of Israel. And the children of Dan sent their families 5 men from their coast, men of valor from Zorah and from Eshtaol, to spy out the land and to search it. And they said unto them, Go search the land. And when they come to Mount Ephraim, to the house of Micah, they lodge there. When they were in the house of Micah, they knew the voice of the young man the Levite, and they turned to thither, and said unto him, Who brought thee hither? And what makest thou in this place? And what hast thou here? And he said to them, Thus and thus dealeth Micah with me, and he had hired me, and I am his priest. And they said unto him, Ask counsel, we pray thee, of God, that we may know whether our way which we shall go be prosperous. And the priest said unto them, Go in peace, before the Lord is your way wherewithin you go. And the 5 men departed and came to Lavish, and saw the people that were therein, how they dwelt carelessly after the manner of the Zonites, quiet and secure, and there was no magistrate in the land that might put them to shame in anything. And they were far from the Zidonians, and had no business with any man. And they came to the brethren to Zorah and Eshtaol, and the brethren said to them, What say ye? And they said, Arise, that we may go against them, for we have seen the land, and behold, it is very good, and are yet still. Be not slothful to go and to enter the possessed land. When you go, you shall come to a people secure, and to a large land, for God has given it into your hands, a place where there is no want of anything that is on the earth. And they went from thence the family of the Danites out of Zorah, out of Eshtaol, 600 men appointed with weapons of war. And they went up, and they pitched in Kirjath-jearim in Judah, wherefore they called that place Mahadan, and to this day, behold, it is Kirjath-jearim. And they passed hence to Mount Ephraim, and came to the house of Micah. And they answered the 5 men that went to spy out the country of Lavish, and said unto their brethren, Do you know that there is these houses, an ephod, and a teraphim, and a graven image, and a molten image? Now therefore consider what you have to do. And they turned therewithal, and came to the house of the young man of the Levite, even unto the house of Micah, and saluted him. And the 600 men appointed with their weapons of war, which were the children of Dan, stood by the entering the gate. And the 5 men that went to spy out the land went up and came to thither, and looked at graven images in the ephod and the teraphim and the molten image. And the priest stood in the entry in the gate with the 600 men that were appointed to weapons of war. And these went to Micah's house and fetched the carved image and the ephod and the teraphim and the molten image. And he said to the priest to them, What do ye? And he said unto him, Hold thy peace, lay thy hand upon thy mouth, and go with us, and be us a father and a priest. It is better for thee to be a priest unto the house of one man, or that to be a priest unto a tribe and a family in Israel. And the priest's heart was glad, and he took the ephod and the teraphim and the graven image, and went to the midst of the people. So they turned and departed, and put the little ones and the cattle and the carriage before them. And they went a good way from the house of Micah. The men that were in the house near to Micah's house were gathered together, and overtook the children of Dan. And they cried unto the children of Dan, and they turned their face, and said unto Micah, What aileth thee, that thou comest with such a company? And he said, You have taken away my gods which I made, and the priest, and you are gone away. What have I more? And what is it that you must say to me? What aileth thee? And the children of Dan said to him, Let not the voice be heard among us, lest angry fellows run upon thee, and thou lose thy life and the lives of thy household. And the children of Dan went their way, and when Micah saw that they were too strong for him, he turned and went back upon his house. And they took the thing which Micah had made, and the priest he had, and came to Lavish, and to a people that were quiet and secure. And they smote them with the edge of the sword, and burnt the city with fire. And there was no deliverer, because it was far from Zidon, and they had no business with any man. And it was a valley that lieth by Beth Hurab, and they built a city and dwelt there. And they called the name of the city Dan, after the name of Dan their father, who was born unto Israel. Howbeit the name of the city was Lavish at the first. And the children of Dan set up the graven image, and Jonathan the son of Gershom, the son of Manasseh, and he and his sons were priests of the tribe of Dan, until the day of their captivity in the land. And they set them up at Micah's graven image, which made all the time with the house of God was in Shiloh. Judges chapter 19. And it came to pass in those days, when there was no king in Israel, that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim, who took him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah. And his concubine played the whore against him, and went away from him to his father's house to Bethlehem, Judah, and was there 4 whole months. And her husband arose and went after her to speak friendly to her, and to bring her again, having his servant with him, and a couple of asses, and she brought him to his father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with them 3 days. So they did eat and drink and lodge there. And it came to pass on the 4th day, that when they rose early in the morning, that he rose up to depart. And the damsel's father said to the son-in-law, Comfort thy heart with thy morsel of bread, and afterwards go your way. And they sat down and did eat and drink both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, Be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thine heart be merry. And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him. Therefore he lodged there again. And he arose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. And the damsel's father said, Comfort thy heart, I pray thee. And they tarried until afternoon, and they did eat both of them. And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant and his father-in-law, the damsel's father said unto him, Behold, now the days draw towards evening. I pray you to tarry all night. Behold, the day groweth to an end. Lodge here, that thine heart be merry. And tomorrow get out early your way, and thou mayest go home. But the man would not tarry that night, but he rose up and departed, and came over to Jebus, which was in Jerusalem. And there was him 2 asses saddled. His concubine also was with him. And when they were by Jebus, the day was far spent. And the servant said to his master, Come, I pray thee, and let us turn unto the city for Jebusites, and lodge in it. And his master said unto him, We will not turn aside hither unto the city of a stranger that is not in the children of Israel. We will pass over to Gibesh. And he said to his servant, Come and let us draw near to one of these places to lodge all night in Gibesh and in Ramon. And they passed on and went their way, and the sun went down to them when they were in Gibesh, which belongeth to Benjamin. And they turned aside thither to go and to lodge in Gibesh. And when he went in, he set him down on the street of the city, for there was no man that to himself the house of lodging. And behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field at even, which was at the Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Gibesh, but the men of the place were Benjamites. And when they had lifted up his eyes, he saw the wayfaring man in the street of the city. And the old man said, Whither goest thou, and whence thou comest thou? And he said unto him, We are passing from Bethlehem, Judah, towards the side of Mount Ephraim. From thence I am, and I went to Bethlehem, Judah. But I am now going to the house of the Lord. There is no man that receiveth me to the house. Yet there are both straw and provisions for our asses, and there's bread and wine also for me, and for the handsmaid, and for the young man which was with thy servant. There is no want of anything. And the old man said, Peace be with thee. Howso lettest the want lie upon me, only the lodge it not in the street. So he brought him to his house, and gave proventure unto the asses, and they washed their feet, and did eat and drink. Now they were making their hearts merry. Behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Beel, besat the house round about, and beat at the door, and spoke to the master of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth a man that came unto thine house, that we may know him. And the man, the master of the house, went out to them, and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, nay, I pray you, I will not so wickedly, seeing that this man do come to mine house. Do not this folly. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine. Them I will bring out now, and humble them, and do with them what seemeth good unto you. But unto this man do not so vile a thing. But the men would not hearken to him, so the men took his concubine, and brought her forth unto them. And they knew her, and abused her all the night until the morning. And when the day began to spring, they let her go. And came the woman to the dawn of the day, and fell down at the door of the man's house where her Lord was, till it was light. And our Lord rose up in the morning, and opened the doors of the house, and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman, his concubine, was fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold. And she said unto her, Up, and let us be going. But none answered. And the man took her upon his ass. The man rose up, and got him unto his place. And when he was come to the house, he took a knife, and laid hold to his concubine, and divided her, together with her bones, into 12 pieces, and sent her in all the coast of Israel. And it was so that all that saw it said, There was no such deed done, nor seen from this day that the children of Israel came up out of the land of Egypt unto this day. Consider it, take advice, and speak your minds. Well, guys, that's the video. I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, like the video, and also comment. I'm going to put a couple links on the screen. The bottom right is going to be the Read the Bible in 1 Year study. The top left is going to be a playlist I think you might like. And the bottom left is going to be a video YouTube thinks you're going to like. If you know somebody that might benefit from the study, please share it with them. You can also share it on social media. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.